He's not creeping up on my house at 6:30, being, y'all got dishes?
Y'all got some of them dishes?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Well, welcome back to this episode of Hang On with Nick and Blake. Now that's a good idea. Finally, we get to the heart of it.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah.
Boom bam bam clickety clack. We're good. Pond 5. How cool would it be to have like a personal assistant?
I'd love a personal assistant.
Right?
That would be fantastic.
Like that would be awesome.
It would be.
But neither of us make enough money to pay someone to
That
be
is
like our
correct.
full-time personal assistant,
Yes.
right? Okay. So what if you had a service
Yes.
that was a concierge service, since we're going to keep using that word,
Okay.
where
Is this a ride sharing of concierge services?
it is a ride sharing of personal assistants. Do not ride them.
No. Okay, that's not what I was laughing.
That's
I was
not.
thinking,
No.
We had the same idea.
No, so like you're a personal assistant.
Yeah, but I don't need one every day.
You don't
every
need
hour.
one every day.
Yeah,
I don't need one to be with me at all times.
right. I sort of want someone to intercept all of my bills and like take care of them.
Yeah.
And I want like a general statement at the end of the month, like, hey, you spent this much, you made this much. That's like the business side of where I see a personal.
Or when I'm planning a trip or something like that, I
Yes.
can be like, hey, here's where I want to go. Here's what I want to do. Get me a list of like good ideas and good place and give me a list of good ideas, good hotels, and good restaurants. I don't want to spend 2 hours on Expedia reading
to
hotel
figure this
reviews
out.
and figure this out. Just
And this
And-
person
and-
gets to stay at home in their pajamas
Yep.
and do this.
Yep. Maybe you meet them every now and then, like for over coffee. Once,
Okay. Yeah, if you're into that.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
would do
of
webcam.
it's
I
kind
don't
of
need
up
see them.
to. I mean, it could literally be what you want them
Right.
to be. And I feel like you get one person if they're not with you 24/7.
Yeah.
And they're just working from home.
Yeah.
Could probably handle 10 to 20 customers at a time.
Yeah.
And I would say maybe it'd be individually based. They're like, I feel comfortable with how many people that that I have right now.
Yeah.
And it's a, subscription service, maybe $50 a month. If I'd pay $50 a month
Yeah,
for that.
I think
all
that's
day,
fair.
all day. I'd pay $50 a month for that. all
Well,
day.
I mean, if you use it once for traveling and saves you 2 hours, how much you make an hour? Like you're paying somebody essentially $10 an hour for 5 hours to plan a trip for you. Like travel agents do that, right?
Travel agents have kind of gone by the
wayside.
but
they're still valuable.
people
people don't value them. Does that make sense? Like people don't want to pay money for that specific fee anymore.
which is I can do everything that they can do without going to a travel agent.
Right.
And so, also, I feel like a travel agent is just like a little bit too niche, It's like
Yeah.
a little too pigeonholed. Whereas this guy, like you said, could do whatever it is that you wanted them to do. Hey, we're looking at, and it would all be based off your experience, right?
Yeah.
Like if you have been using the same person for six years, and you're really comfortable with them, really close to them, you're going to build up some trust with them where you're going to be like, hey, we're looking at moving to a new house and like a new town. What's the best school districts in this town? And they wouldn't even have to be local. Like you wouldn't have to have a local guy. So
I would even do this for like limited searches on, hey, I need a carpet cleaner and it's got to be able to clean these 4 things, and can you just look it up for me?
Hey, I'm looking at buying a new car.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these 3 or 4 models. Can you spend an hour or so, give me a quick rundown of...
Yeah, look up Kelly Blue Book for me.
Yeah, give me a quick rundown of pros and cons of these 4. Maybe I like this idea because I'm an idea guy.
Yeah.
Not always great at
The rigorous...
the fulfillment of the idea,
I definitely get that.
And sometimes when I have ideas, the one thing that I really want to do is bounce them off of somebody.
Yeah.
Which is why you and I get along. Because
Yep.
and this podcast is so
Good
fun for me to
synergy.
do.
Yeah.
Because I can bounce an idea off you and you're like, that's stupid or that's great.
All the hours that have been cut
Yeah.
from recording.
But, like I would almost pay for the service just to have that. Like the thing is, how do you got some guys paying $50 a week for this service, right?
Yeah.
But they're only using it very sparingly.
Yep.
You got another person who's paying $50 a week and they are just overload. Like, can they, like, how do you make the rates, right? Because as you use them more, you're going to need to pay more.
Yeah.
So what's the...
Maybe billable hours. Something where they would have to say, like, do you want good, medium, or best? Like, look at whatever you want me to do, and that, I'll give it an hour, and then you get so many hours. But I think, and it also depends on how much time you...
But I think it really needs to be personalized. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
this is going to be something where you're going to go on to a website and click, like, and type up a thing. Like, you're going to want somebody who you can, like, either call or text and be like, hey, I need you to look at this thing.
And yeah, I think speed, the turnaround on the idea...
Well, and just... like I said, the personal aspect of it. Like, I'm not going to use this if it's simply me going to a website, typing an idea in a dialog box, clicking if I want the cheapest, medium, or best review of it, and how much I'm willing to spend on it.
That's true.
I want to spend...
I kind of think like, hey, I've been eating the same thing for dinner a lot lately. I am trying out paleo, and I don't like fish. I need 2 new recipes, and we've worked together on the food before, so can you, like, pick out 2 new recipes for me to cook and then, put it in my shopping cart for the local grocery store, and I'll pick it up at 5 o'clock tomorrow. So they essentially have that evening, the next morning or afternoon to get it together, order it for you, and then I stop by the grocery store, pick it up, and then go on with my life.
Yeah. Because perceivably, these people would get pretty used to what your demands would be.
Yeah. And could gauge it. Like, these people would be a skilled worker.
Yeah. And maybe they can just take on people as they...
Maybe you review them each time.
Yeah, like, hey, what are...
this in advance?
Yeah, maybe set, like, before you hire them or before you are able to hire them, you have to kind of submit, like, hey, these are the things that I'm kind of looking for. This is my average, kind of how many things I'm going to need a month.
Right.
Quote me a price. And it's anywhere from $25 to $100 a week or something like that.
I'm going to wake up tomorrow at 4:30. I'll be out of the shower by 4:50. I'll need something funny to laugh at on my phone by 5 o'clock.
Every single day.
Every day.
Yeah. So, like, just a quick... we're throwing out numbers, and you know how I love to...
Yeah. This is very borderline to me in some cases, like order a friend online.
Yeah.
And I'm not opposed to that idea.
So let's say you were charging $50 a week, which
Yeah.
I think I would pay $50 a week.
Depending on the service,
Yeah, especially if they did a really good job. I think I would pay $50 a week.
Yeah.
There are 2 websites, right?
Oh my God.
That have this, and it's so they build like $30 an hour for anything you want, like
No.
anything in quotations, like unlimited tasks.
I don't want to do per hour though, because I want to be a one-time fee.
Yeah, and the other is a website that's monthly, so it's the 50. It's increasing subscription. So $30 you get to do 5 tasks and these specific things like traveling plans or whatever, and then you go up $30, $40, $50, and it's more tasks, more things that you want to do. Turnaround time is 1 hour, things like that nature, and it's all college grads, like dedicated people to you that specialize in your needs. And that's just 2 websites I just found, virtual assistants.
Nice.
So that's a good idea. I mean, apparently they're making a lot of money considering how many reviews they have.
I think
Trailblazing. We just need to backdate this episode to 2010 and we'll be golden.
Well, I think the idea, just because there's people doing it,
Yeah.
especially in this case, is not a bad thing because there are. I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
So obviously it's not very well advertised.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, hang on.
But hang on real quick.
Okay.
It would have to be way more than $50 a week for them to be, if you're only going to have like 10 to 15 people. 'Cause like $50 a week at 10 people was only like 26 grand a year.
Okay.
So
You'd think those people have other things that they're doing.
do they?
I would guess, right? They all college graduates people who probably are using those like Fiverr, like there's websites that people just go on when they're bored and get paid to do stuff. Like there's just a website where people, oh, I'll pay you this much money and just do this for me, and people go online.
Really?
Just do, yeah, like when people like, oh, can you just make a video animation for me? Random task. All right, I'll do it, and I send it to them. They pay you that you did it. Or hey, can you come over and do my homework? Literally, do something like that. And I'll pay you for it. Yeah, like random tasks. And you get paid to do that.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Homework would be weird.
I guess I was thinking of it as something that someone could do full time.
Oh, yeah.
So because I would want the service to be.
Isn't that just a personal assistant at that point?
But they're not with you all the time or like in your office. So they can, because like, right, if they're sitting at home on their computer, they can be helping multiple people at the same time.
Yeah, he means can it be a full-time job for someone and make like 50 a year, but you need like 20 people.
I would say for like the people who are really good at it, they could make more than that.
Oh yeah.
It could get overwhelming for that person,
Well, and that's what I'm saying. That person would have to
Balance. They would have to know how to.
They'd have to
manage
be
their
able
time.
and be able to charge the people. And maybe, like I said, maybe $50 an hour is for like a base service.
Maybe you have like a surge price. So if you're really busy that day.
Or the like $50, not 50 an hour, $50 a week is like for, you could say it's like, it's for this much amount of time. And then if they deem you, but you have to make it relatively, I don't know. But I like the idea of not paying per thing. You're paying this $50 a month or a week, sorry. And you have this guy and you can text them at any time or call them at any time. Maybe they have hours like, hey, you can't call me after 9 o'clock unless you're willing to pay, premium to
for
get.
sure. Yeah, so like surge pricing. Like you can call me in the middle of the night. I'm charging you $50 to answer that phone.
Ooh.
Oh. No, hold on. Hang on. No, my idea first.
Hang on real quick. What if you just did what if you just did like a flat rate of like $50 a week or whatever the case may be?
Okay.
But every time you wanted to do something, every task was like a $5 or $10. So you got a discounted rate. So so they're like, okay, that thing's gonna take me 2 hours. The rate, since you're a subscriber, is $10 an hour, so it's an extra $20 for me to do that.
Nice. Okay. All right. It's a dumb idea, but I think it has merit. The idea comes from. Have you ever seen the movie Richie Rich?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah. Right. Have you seen Richie Rich? Yeah. Fantastic. So the butler pays for him to have friends. So what I was thinking is we were kind of talking about like paying somebody to help you out. It kind of sounds like someone to be your buddy. And then I thought what would be great is, have you ever played League of Legends? You have a team.
We've had an episode of this.
Yeah. You have a team of 5. Paying for a friend to play the game with you is interesting, and maybe like a parent to like help their kid find a friend is like this. How about paying a team to invite you to play games with them?
I'm out.
Okay. That was such a bad idea. We only need 20 more of them to fill an episode.
So I was thinking about this.
What? That's it? That's all I get?
Yeah, I mean, that was dumb. So I was thinking about
now I have to start this thing. This is the one I have to go with just to prove you it's a great idea.
So I was thinking about the light idea that you had, because I love that idea. Mm-hmm. I've had several people come up to me and say, I listened to that episode, never would have thought of that, but would totally use that if someone came to my house.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about your taco truck idea that came by, and it did make me think, why do food trucks never drive anywhere?
Yeah.
Like that, it is kind of weird. So same idea, but with a cleaning service. What if you had a door-to-door cleaning service that just came by, and I've thought of scheduling of hiring a cleaning service multiple times.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. I don't necessarily want to commit to $100 a month for someone to come by and clean the house.
I feel like someone cleaning my house is much more personal than changing my lights. That's why I hate people cleaning. And I feel like I made a mess, so I should clean it up.
But if someone rolled by your house, right?
Yeah.
You just got done cooking dinner.
Yeah.
You've eaten. It's a good time. They roll by and they're like, "Yeah, I'll do that entire thing of dishes for $10."
I think you're pitching it to families, because I think families right before the kids go to bed clean up the toys, clean the kitchen. I think you're somewhere, but as an adult, like, we don't have enough dishes that I want anyone to come into my house that I don't know.
Except for the light guy.
Now, the light guy's coming in the day.
Oh,
right?
fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not creeping up on my house at 6:30, being, y'all got dishes?
Y'all got some of them dishes.
Yeah, I'm here for the dust. You got that dust? Is using a Swiffer cleaning, or is that tidying up?
It's cleaning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like those don't really work. Who would have thought static? You know? All right.
I got an idea. It's simple, but it's a good idea.
Okay. Can't wait. Edge of my seat. Here it comes. Everybody stand back.
Hang on one second.
I just got put on hold. Do you need a minute?
No. So,
Okay.
you know, I don't even know if it's really a thing, but yeah, everybody's got like DVRs.
Yeah.
Is DVR even really a thing anymore?
Yeah, definitely.
I think it is. And then like TiVo.
Definitely a thing.
TiVo still a thing?
We backdated this episode to 2010, so we're good.
I was just so like I work a weird schedule. I'm a huge sports fan.
Okay.
There's a lot of sports games that I want to watch.
Okay.
And a lot of times I'm not at home to watch them, but I don't have a DVR or a TiVo,
Okay.
so I just kind of will watch the highlights or read about what happened.
Yeah.
But I wish there was a service where I could say, hey. And maybe TiVo does this now, or DVRs do. But I wish there was a service where I could just say, I want you to record every game that this team plays whenever they play, and then have it where I can watch it.
I don't understand why they don't do that,
Because
especially for college games.
One of the things that's annoying about TiVo or DVR is that you got to go on. I mean, I say it's annoying. You literally have to click some buttons on a remote.
Yeah.
But you still have to go on there to when it's scheduled and then program it.
That it's broadcast on a channel you get.
Yeah. And hope that the times aren't weird, because how many times have you recorded something on DVR and because it didn't go it didn't record the entire thing and you missed the last like 2 minutes?
Well, so this doesn't
And
work
episodes,
for TV shows and movies.
They don't make sense that much anymore
because they sell it
and they
later.
just stream them. So it doesn't really work. But for live events,
yes, any live event,
but especially like if you're like, hey, these are the 3 teams that I really like. Can you just record all of those?
How much are and I don't actually want to know a number, but they're broadcasting it and they make their money off commercials. How much are those commercials making them that they can't charge someone $10 to watch a game? Like, I know people wouldn't pay $10 necessarily to watch every single game, but if you had $10, you watch a game, no commercials, you got to see the whole thing.
I'd pay $10 for every Auburn football game.
Yeah.
I'd probably pay $20 for every Auburn football game.
Yeah. This is something where we're tired of watching commercials. We want to watch what we want to watch when we want to watch it. And it's not like the service is difficult because you can't go back a year and there's a demand for 1 year ago Auburn football games.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I got the idea, is because everybody streams the TV shows and movies they want to watch, so DVRing and TiVo and them is kind of like not really a point.
Yeah.
I can DVR a game if I had a DVR, but I'm not going to save that for, the next
year or
10,
two.
But like,
over.
What if I want to go back and watch that game, and then I can't go stream that like I can a TV show?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I wish there was just a service that recorded the game somehow, and maybe even with the commercials. Maybe you could say, hey, I'll pay this much to watch it with commercials or this much to watch it without commercials. It's recorded. It's cataloged. You can... Maybe there would just be a service for recording every live sporting event. Oh, yeah, train. But recording every live sporting event and then just being able to stream those sporting events.
Yeah.
Actually, That's a great idea.
Yeah. And there's other sports like NASCAR, Formula
I'm saying
1,
literally
baseball.
every sporting
Yeah.
event.
Because it's something, unfortunately, that works very well with the TiVo model, but very poorly with the streaming service model.
Yeah, I could see that being a thing where there's just a catalog of every sporting event. You could look at the team, the sport and the team, and you could watch games from 5 years ago. Or be like, hey, I want to watch this game, but it's out of network for me, whatever the case may be. I feel like there's probably a lot of weird rights and things that you'd have to get to broadcast those games, especially through like the MLB or NHL or something like that.
People would make the same or more money, you can make it happen. Because eventually TV's going to stop getting broadcast, so you got to come up with it anyway. So you might as well start early, make your money now.
I would subscribe to something like that. I would pay $50 to $100 a month. I would not have cable if that service existed. Because the only reason I have cable is so I can watch sports.
Yeah. And you're not the only one.
Yeah. So if there was something I could pay $50 to $100 a month, and maybe I couldn't watch them. I think if you had the service, you wouldn't be able to watch it live.
I agree.
You'd have to watch it
like some amount of time later.
Yeah, which that would kind of maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It would have to depend. There's tons of rights and stuff. I don't know.
But I would totally pay for something like that would just record every game, and then I could go back and watch those games.
Hang on.
Thank you for listening to our show. To participate, send your comments or business ideas to thehangonpodcast@gmail.com. Keep us motivated by subscribing to us on YouTube and iTunes. And tell a friend. This is the Hang On Podcast. It was an honor. See you next week.